Welcome to a journey of emotional exploration and growth. Today we're setting sail on the vast sea of our emotions, with a compass set towards understanding emotional boundaries. These invisible lines we draw around our emotional selves are crucial in managing feelings of anxiety and fear. Over the next 10 minutes, we will be peeling back the layers of chronic anxiety, fear and boundary impairment, and the surprising role of an often misunderstood emotion. Healthy anger. Yes, you heard it right. There's a type of anger that's not just okay, but essential to our emotional well-being. We'll also dive into strategies for cultivating this healthy anger and using it as a tool to establish and maintain our emotional boundaries. So, whether you're a seasoned sailor or it's your maiden voyage into the depths of your emotions, there's something here for everyone. Join us as we delve into the significance of these elements in our emotional well-being. To navigate the labyrinth of our emotions, we must first understand their intricacies. Let's delve into the interwoven threads of chronic anxiety, fear, boundary impairment, and the missing piece of the puzzle, healthy anger. Consider chronic anxiety as a constant hum in the background of your mind. It's the persistent worry about what's to come and the fear that you'll somehow fall short. Now, fear is a primal instinct that warns us of potential danger. It's an essential part of our survival mechanism, but when fear becomes chronic, it can be crippling, leading to a state of constant apprehension and unease. So where do boundaries come into play? Well, imagine your emotional well-being as a fortress. Boundaries serve as the walls of this fortress, protecting you from emotional harm. They define your personal space, both physically and emotionally, and dictate how you allow others to treat you. Now let's talk about boundary impairment. This is when the walls of your fortress become weakened or damaged. Without sturdy boundaries, you're left exposed, vulnerable to the whims and wants of others. It's like living in a house with no doors or windows. Anyone or anything can walk right in, leaving you feeling invaded, overwhelmed and anxious. So what causes this boundary impairment? One major factor is the absence of healthy anger. Yes, you heard right. Anger, often vilified as a negative emotion, can actually play a crucial role in maintaining our emotional boundaries. It's our body's way of telling us that something is not right, that our boundaries have been crossed. It signals a need for self-protection and self-assertion, but here's the catch. We're talking about healthy anger, not destructive rage. Healthy anger is assertive, not aggressive. It's the righteous indignation that rises within you when someone oversteps your boundaries or violates your trust. It gives you the strength to stand up for yourself, to say no when necessary, and to demand respect. Lacking this healthy anger can lead to boundary impairment. Without it, you might struggle to assert yourself, to set and enforce your boundaries. This can leave you open to exploitation and manipulation, leading to heightened anxiety and fear. The detrimental effects of lacking healthy boundaries are manifold. It can lead to feelings of helplessness and loss of control. You might find yourself constantly on edge, always bracing for the next emotional onslaught. It can strain your relationships as you struggle to assert your needs and desires. Over time, this can chip away at your self-esteem and self-worth, leaving you feeling emotionally drained and depleted. In essence, the absence of healthy anger can leave us vulnerable, leading to impaired boundaries and heightened anxiety and fear. But don't despair. By understanding these intricate relationships, we can begin to fortify our emotional fortress, cultivating healthy anger and robust boundaries to navigate the labyrinth of our emotions with grace and confidence. Healthy anger is not a villain, but a guardian of our emotional boundaries. This might seem counterintuitive to some of us, given the bad reputation anger often has. But in the context of emotional health and well-being, healthy anger plays a pivotal role. It acts as a protective mechanism, a signpost alerting us when our emotional boundaries are being violated or threatened. Imagine you're in a situation where someone is consistently ignoring your needs or disrespecting your personal space. The discomfort and resentment you feel. That's your healthy anger surfacing, signaling that your boundaries are being infringed upon. It's like a home security system. When an intruder tries to break in, an alarm goes off, warning the homeowner of the intrusion. Similarly, healthy anger serves as an alarm system for our emotional house. It signals when someone or something is crossing our boundaries, giving us the chance to address the situation and reinforce our boundaries. Now let's look at an example. Consider a situation where you're constantly being overloaded with work and your personal time is continually infringed upon. Your increasing frustration is a form of healthy anger. It's a clear indication that your boundaries of personal space and time are being violated. By acknowledging this anger, you're recognizing that your boundaries need to be reinforced and actions need to be taken to preserve your personal time. However, it's crucial to remember that healthy anger is not about lashing out or losing control. It's about recognizing and respecting our emotional boundaries and standing firm when they're threatened. It's about expressing our feelings assertively, not aggressively. It's about saying, "This is where I draw the line." But what if we suppress this healthy anger? What if we silence that alarm system? The result is often anxiety, stress, and a sense of powerlessness. When we don't allow ourselves to feel and express healthy anger, we're essentially leaving our emotional house unlocked and open to intruders. We're allowing our boundaries to be violated without putting up any resistance. In contrast, by acknowledging and expressing our healthy anger, we're not only protecting our boundaries but also asserting our self-worth. We're communicating to ourselves and others that we value our emotional well-being, that we have a right to our feelings, and that we deserve respect. A critical aspect of this process is learning to differentiate between healthy anger and destructive anger. Healthy anger is a response to boundary violations and is expressed in a manner that respects both our own rights and those of others. Destructive anger, on the other hand, is often disproportionate to the situation, can lead to harm or control over others, and ultimately infringes upon their boundaries. In essence, healthy anger is a tool for self-preservation and emotional regulation. It helps us protect our boundaries, maintain our self-respect, and navigate our relationships more effectively. It allows us to communicate our needs and feelings assertively, fostering mutual respect and understanding. So, the next time you feel that surge of anger when your boundaries are crossed, don't suppress it. Recognize it as your body's way of telling you that your boundaries need reinforcement. Embrace it as a sign of self-respect and a call to action. Use it as a tool to assert your rights, express your feelings, and maintain your emotional health. By recognizing and embracing our healthy anger, we can fortify our emotional boundaries and regulate our emotions more effectively. Cultivating healthy anger is a skill, and like any skill, it can be honed with practice and patience. Let's dive into some practical strategies to nurture this essential emotion and establish robust emotional boundaries. Firstly, it's crucial to acknowledge your anger. When you feel the heat rising, don't push it down or dismiss it. Instead, take a moment to recognize it. Say to yourself, "I'm feeling angry right now." This simple act of acknowledgement is the first step towards cultivating healthy anger. Next, we need to understand the root of our anger. Is it a particular situation, a specific person, or an underlying fear or anxiety? Understanding the why behind your anger can help you channel it in a constructive way rather than letting it explode or simmer beneath the surface. Now let's talk about expressing anger. Remember, it's not about shouting, throwing things, or becoming aggressive. Healthy anger is expressed calmly and assertively. It's about stating your feelings and needs without infringing on the rights of others. For example, instead of shouting, "You never listen to me," you could say, "I feel frustrated when I'm not being heard. I need to feel valued and respected in our conversations." Another vital strategy is to practice self-awareness and self-care. Becoming aware of your emotional triggers and responses can help you navigate your anger more effectively, and caring for yourself through regular exercise, adequate sleep, and a balanced diet can reduce your overall stress levels, making it easier to manage anger. Finally, don't forget to seek support when needed. Sometimes our anger can feel overwhelming, and it's okay to ask for help. A trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional can provide valuable perspective and guidance. Remember, anger is not a bad emotion. It's a natural response to perceived threats or injustices. When acknowledged, understood, and channeled effectively, it can serve as a powerful tool for establishing and maintaining emotional boundaries. By nurturing our healthy anger, we can build stronger emotional boundaries, effectively manage anxiety, and cultivate emotional resilience. As we conclude this journey, remember that understanding and managing our emotions is a continuous process. It's not about overnight transformations, but about steady, deliberate steps towards cultivating emotional resilience. It's worthwhile to take a moment to reflect on your relationship with anger and boundaries. How do they shape your interactions, your reactions, and ultimately your emotional well-being? It is crucial to remember that healthy anger isn't about lashing out or suppressing your feelings. It's about acknowledging your emotions, setting your boundaries, and expressing yourself assertively. By implementing the strategies discussed, you can channel your anger in a healthy way to protect your boundaries and manage anxiety effectively. Embrace self-awareness and self-care as vital components in nurturing healthy anger and maintaining emotional resilience. With these tools, you're not just reacting to situations, but actively shaping your emotional responses. With self-awareness, patience, and practice, we can foster healthy anger, establish strong emotional boundaries, and navigate life's challenges with greater emotional resilience.